Hey everybody. So in the last few days, Meta released they call it Emu Video and Emu Editor. And if this were any other timeline except for the last few days, this would be like all everybody would be talking about this weekend. But I think this weekend nobody's going to talk about this. Like it might get swept under the rug actually. And so just making a video on this. I personally just found out about all this myself today, and then so I've done some digging into it. I want to take a break from like the doom scrolling OpenAI news and take a look through like what's going on with different technologies. And then so very specifically, I have been very specifically interested in video and like the ancillary forms of artificial intelligence modalities besides language and LLMs. And so I've been kind of on the same track of and interested in these types of things. And so I think it's interesting in here that the very first thing that Facebook lists in their paper is that in 2022 we made the leap from image generation to video generation in the span of a few months. And at this year's Meta Connect, we announced several new developments, including Emu, our first foundational model for image generation, and then technology from Emu underpins many of our generative AI experiences. Some AI image editing tools for Instagram that let you change its visual style or background, and the Imagine feature within Meta AI that lets you generate photorealistic images directly in messages with that assistant or in group chats across our family of apps. That's a very long sentence there, but should have structured that better. Overall, though, the big thing to me is so that leap within a few months. I can understand how they made that leap. So when I dive into these modalities, like especially like text to speech and video, text to video, etc. Like these are hard technologies to understand up front, but then once you get the basic understanding, like once you understand like reverse diffusion and then how reverse diffusion works with regards towards image generation, from static image generation to video generation isn't hard from there. And so you can see here. And so like, but the big thing that I want to note with this is that like, so this demo paper that Meta's released and their whole entire demo period, both demos are, so we can look at the demos here. They're very on rails, right? And then so like these videos, they do look very nice. Like these are very nice videos, but these are like the most on rails experience that they could do. So like all of these, like they I guarantee you that they fine tune trained these models like on these like on all of this data set. Like this they like fine tune trained like a demo training set, and that's what we're looking at here, right? Like it's like because there's no other reason why they would put it on so many rails. Where like it's again, these are beautiful images and it's cool, but I'd be very curious to know what it looks like off rails. Like I could make any sort of like text video app look amazing on rails, and then off rails is a different story. And then same thing here with like Emu Predict and Emu in Action. And so to me, this is kind of like the other thing, and the other thing to highlight within this video, besides just showcasing like here it is, like but is that this I am not convinced that diffusion is necessarily the right answer with all of this. So with when it comes to like image generation models and like so these are all diffusion models, reverse diffusion, and when it comes to that, I understand why people want diffusion to be the answer within that because it's so diffusion is mathematically complex, but it's you just solve a diffusion equation, right? And then so if the diffusion equation is to create an image of a cat, then the model solves the diffusion generate like the diffusion equation to create an image of a cat, and that's what the output is like that. And so, but the it's harder to control that, like to like very specifically for a lot of reasons, like utilize it as like a video editor, like people would want it to do, like a Photoshop replace, like a direct Photoshop replacement. I'm not convinced that diffusion is ever going to be a direct Photoshop replacement. Facebook, Meta can't do it. Adobe can't do it. People have been experimenting with this technology for a while and they can't do it. Like, and they've been devoting a lot of resources and a lot of research into it. I think that if it were possible, like we would be making more significant grounds in this area. I think that the fact that a lot of companies like Meta and like Adobe's been in this for a long time, and like a lot of other companies are starting to step into this space, and they've been in this space now kind of for a while, and they're all reaching the same plateaus where they can, like Meta pointed out very easily, right? Like once you get into it, it's only a few month learning curve before you can hit like the where we're at, the limits. And I think like that provides no advantage to any big company, right? Like to get into this space. And so to me overall, to me it points to limitations with diffusion. I don't know. I'm not the expert, right? I could be wrong. Maybe somebody's going to make a big diffusion breakthrough, but it just seems to me that I don't think the answer is diffusion. I don't know what the answer is. I don't think it's GANs either, but I don't know what it is. But just throwing that out there, I think that's why we're seeing such limitations in this space, why this demo's on Rails, why it's not going to be as good, and probably not talked about a lot when it comes out. I know it'll get hyped up at first for sure, but like it's the actual video quality is not going to look anything like these because they wouldn't put it on such Rails if it worked. But so yeah, this is I'll link the description in the paper for emo edit as well as emo video, so you can check them out, as well as the like their website for their papers that house their papers, their blogs, and their research. And so if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.